Welcome back to this other session. Nakanja Kovaila, my name, English P4. So, last time we looked at nouns, and I told you when I was concluding my lesson that we have finished nouns. When you see me again, you will see me talking about another new thing. So, I've come with a new thing, but it is not new. When I say it is not new, but it is now to our class, it is somehow new. So, and this thing I've come with today is about pronouns. Remember we said a noun is a name. So when you talk about now pronouns, someone asks what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word used in a place of a noun. A pronoun is a word used in a place of a noun. In some people say is a short word. Okay, it's a short word, but it is a word. Whether short, whether long, it remains a word. So, a word that we can use in a place of a noun. In most cases, we use the pronouns in order to avoid repetition. When you say Peter, when you say Peter, and you say Peter is going to school. When Peter is going to school, and you want to repeat Peter, now in English it will be very, very awkward to say Peter in the same sentence. So we shall look for another word to replace Peter. And that word we shall put in the position of Peter. Now it will be a pronoun. We have very many pronouns. You can mention them. I hope you know them. We have he, she, it, they, them, their, and very many others. Now, those pronouns are categorized. Those pronouns are categorized, or they have kinds. So we say kinds of pronouns. Hope people are reading with me. Kinds of pronouns. We have many of them, but at our level, we sometimes look at these ones, and then we can go for others in the next level. So we have the personal pronouns. What are personal pronouns? We say these are pronouns that refer to people. When you're talking about to people, those are personal pronouns, talking about persons. Then we have possessive pronouns. What are possessive pronouns? These are pronouns that show ownership, that show possession. When I'm having this piece of chalk, I am possessing it. So when I am talking about me, I'll say, this piece of chalk is mine. Is mine. I own it. When I get this book, I'm having it, I'm possessing it. I will say, my book, the book is mine. Those are possessive pronouns. They show ownership. Then we have what we call relative pronouns. Now, when it comes to relative pronouns, these are pronouns that help to start or to begin a subordinate clause. In most cases, you will find these ones in subsection 2 of the English paper. Relative pronouns, they help to relate, to give relation to the sentence, the second sentence to the first sentence. For example, when I say, Peter is the boy. Peter is the boy. He ran with my pen. He ran with my pen. Now we want to use a possessive pronoun. Shall I say, Peter is the boy who ran with my pen. That means the who is a relative pronoun. Whose is a relative pronoun. Which is a relative pronoun. Then that is also a relative pronoun. Therefore, we have who, We have whose, we have which, and we have that. They are 4 relative pronouns. Then we come to reflexive pronouns. What are reflexive pronouns? These are pronouns that end with self in singular and then selves in plural. For example, myself, yourself, herself, himself. Those are reflexive pronouns. Ourselves, themselves, yourselves. Those are reflexive pronouns. Now we have one other pronoun, that is one's, oneself. Pronouns that end with self, those are called reflexive pronouns. Now we are saying they are grouped into first, second, and third persons. Pronouns are grouped into first, second, and then third person. First person, who is the first person? The first person is the person talking, me talking. Me, I'm the first person. I, that is the first person. When I'm talking, I'm the first person. Now the second person. Who is the second person? The second person is the person talked to. For example, I'm talking to you. You are the second person. You, the one I'm talking to, me talking, I'm the first. Then you who is listening to me, you the second person. Now the third person. The third person is the person talked about. For example, me and you, we talk about another person. That is the third person. And the third person will be he or she or it. That is the third person. We are going to look at them. Then we say these pronouns appear in singular and plural. All the pronouns we have seen, apart from the relative, but all other pronouns have singular and plural. So, I've tried to summarize all the pronouns in a table. Because when I start teaching, now let us look at these ones only, we shall now be wasting a lot of time. Yet, after knowing what they are, we can summarize them in one table. All of them have first person, second person, and then third person. So, we are looking at this table. It is summarizing all the pronouns. Now, under pronouns, we have what we call the subject, the subjective pronouns, and then the objective pronouns. Subject, what do we mean? When we are constructing an English sentence, it has some parts. The one which begin are the ones we call subjects. For example, when I say Paul, Paul is now the subject. Paul is having a book. Now a book is the object. Those are the objective pronouns. Subjective pronouns have singular and plural. Objective pronouns have singular and plural. And the persons, now the first person. We are looking at now the first person. The first person singular is I. Now when we're talking about now the personal pronoun I, that is the first person, singular. Then the first person plural is we. When I'm talking alone, I am I. When I join a group and we start talking as a group, we become we. Then even here, when we are beginning a sentence, we can say my. It is also a subjective pronoun, my. My book. First person now, singular. Then our books. Our books. These are now personal pronouns. First person, singular. This is possessive now. Possessive, singular. And possessive, plural. This is personal, subjective. Then we are looking at the first person. We have object, objective, those ones that end at the sentence, at the end of the sentence. We have me. When you are looking at I, when it becomes objective, it will be me, singular. Then when you say I, when we say we in plural as the subject, when it comes to the end, you shall say us. That those people are talking to us. Those ones are talking to us. Those chairs belong to us. That is the us object at the end of the sentence. Then this is subjective. This is objective, but my as our pronoun in object, then our. Mine, now this is also possessive. I've summarized all the pronouns together. Now when you come to possessive, mine. That book is mine. That book is ours. You getting it? When you say my book, you say it is mine. Our book, it is ours, possessive. Then when we come to subjective, when we come to object still, myself. Now these ones are reflexive, self, myself. But always subjective, reflexive pronouns come at the end. They're always objective pronouns. So you will say, I am talking to myself. I took the car myself. I ate the food myself. That is now reflexive. Then here, ourselves. We took the car ourselves. Reflexive now. That is the first person. Then when you come to second person is very easy. Second person is very easy. In the singular, it is you. You when you are one. Even in plural, it will be you. Still subjective, possessive, it will be your book. Even in plural, it will be your book. Second person is very easy. It is you and your. Possessive, your, then personal, then you. All of them. Then when we come to objective, we have you still. These ones will be you, your. Then here when you come to reflexive, we shall have yourself, then yourselves. And possessive, we shall have yours. Second person is very easy. Then we come to the third person. Third person singular, subjective, we have he, she, then it. That is subjective personal pronouns. Then when we come to plural, all these ones in plural, they become they. Then when we come to possessive, it will be their class, their house, their playground, their ball, possessive. Then when we come to sub-objective, we have him, his, then this is reflexive, himself in singular. Then in plural, we have them, their, theirs, then themselves. That is the reflexive pronouns. So these are what we call pronouns. I've tried to summarize all the pronouns in one table. Because I will not come today, I teach personal. Tomorrow I come, I teach possessive, and I teach reflexive, but I've summarized them in one table. Because I've explained all of them, what they mean, and how to use them. So those are pronouns. You'll find an activity, you try to do that activity well. Try to test yourself. Don't wait for me to come back for the corrections. Just try to test yourself. I love you so much. hope to see everybody doing the activity.